Hello and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we have RFM KV-1 Mod.1942 here with the cast turret. The build started off nicely with the sides. There was a decent and actually pretty good amount of detail that was added with different parts to the side. Some suspension, I think it is, and then the supports for the return rollers. On the lower hull, well, it's a lower hull, what are you expecting from it? Not much, but there is some detail. So now we've got the hull constructed. It's sort of like a bathtub style hull now, just you add the backs and side on separately. The back has some pretty fine detail with that photo etch ring right there. I'm pretty sure that's where the light goes, and Rifle done it pretty well. Now I'm going to be gluing in the torsion bar suspension, which in the end I sort of just made it not really work and build the diorama around it rather than, you know, put the torsion bars and make it place in, because somehow that never works for me. As you can see there, I made a slight mistake. That torsion bar is meant to go out the front, so you have to be careful if you're building the kit, as well, I didn't realise. However, I guess in the end I did and fixed my mistake. Now then, I'm sorry that I didn't record much for this kit, 'cause this is the transition phase sort of. This was built a while back, just now getting the video done, and well, now we're sort of going to start making longer videos, maybe not back to the 50-minute M60 style, but something maybe like half an hour, and back to the kit. So this is the photo etch detail supplied by the kit, and there were two options. I preferred this finer, I think it was, rather than the other larger ones, as I just prefer grills being smaller and finer, which looks better in my opinion. And just a little bit of history. So obviously you know the KV-1, everyone does, and this is the Mod 1942, where the Russians started testing out different cast turrets, sort of like the T-34-85, as riveting them together and welding them was just starting to get a bit not time efficient, whilst the Germans pushed on. And here you can see one of those improvised Russian solutions. I used some armature wire to make the what's it called, the cable, sorry, and then some more armature wire for those handles, which I'm guessing would be like handles of shovels or something. They would bend them and weld them on the field just to hold it and probably rip it off if they needed. This is the turret, and from what I remember and I can see from the recording, there isn't any detail like cast wise on the turret. However, there are a lot of periscopes, I have to give Rifle that, and you know, clear plastic parts aren't always the easiest to deal with. I however got this 5.7 centimeter barrel from, I can't remember what manufacturer, sorry, but I got it and I used it. You know, not factually accurate either, but you know, some KV-1s did have the 5.7, so why not use it? Here it is in place, and in my opinion it looks pretty nice, just adds the length and just something different. Here you can see the photo etch supports for the photo etch supports for the machine gun, and this is the machine gun. I later lost the sight for it because, well, it's a small PE part, and in my work environment I sort of lose a lot of things. This is before priming or any texture or anything. The base kit, if that's what you want to call it. It's pretty fine, but you can always go the step further, sort of like I did. Here I got the Dremel tool out and started just making little scars in the cast turret. I basically just based it off Night Shift's IS-2, you know, the Bears Crossing one, the original picture, you know, the Polish one, like I made this KV-1. And it looks like I done too much of the scars on here, but you can see later when I put the putty and everything, it just tones it down and you can't really see that anymore. Here I'm just using Tamiya, just extra thin cement, and sort of stippling it on as a little grippy base texture for the basic type putty that's going to be next. And you can see my brush had some leftover putty on it and it dissolved, leaving with some strange effects, but I covered this up anyways later. Here it is all done with the putties, so I used basic type and stippled it on, like always, diluted with extra thin, but just slightly so that it still sticks out. And then I used some green stuff with just a tiny bit of texture in it, in those cars, to make it look like cast texture. Okay, this is the wheel assembly. So you're given a poly cap into the wheel. However, as I said, my torsion bar suspension, I made it not work anyway, so I also glued the wheels in later, as I don't play around with my kits like most of us modelers, and there's no really use in it for me, as after you put the tracks on, you're not going to take it off the diorama, are you? These are the wheels done. There's 6 on each side, and it's a KV-1, so that's what they look like if you've never seen KV-1 wheels before. Okay, this is the kit painted and with the wheels just attached on. It was just a basic green, no fancy techniques, just black based it and just put the green on. You can see that tiny part that's not painted there. I'll later brush paint this, as I forgot to glue it on. Mistake there. And this is what I'm going to put on the back of it, where the little rack is made from spare photo etch thread. This is all the tarps painted up. So on the turret I'd said to make a Polish flag because, well, if you don't know, I'm Polish, so, you know, patriotism or something. And I just wanted to make it Polish, to have another Polish vehicle. And the tops were just painted with bright colours to make it look, well, stand out, I guess. And these are some Polish decals that I got. A lot of saying Polish in the last minute. This is me putting the Polish eagle on. I really like the vibrant red and white. They just sort of stick out from the dull tank, giving it some more character. You can see me working them in, first using ammo mix, I can't remember what it's called, it's just the setting solution. Because there was a lot of texture on the turret, I wanted to make the decals really conform in there so that you can actually see it, because that would just be a waste and it would just not look real if the decals were sticking off. I first worked them in with a cotton bud before applying the softening solution, which I did put a bit of it on off camera then later because the film was still very prominent. These are also the kit supplied decals, that Russian Cyrillic writing saying death for death, basically them saying eye for an eye, you know, if you kill one of them then they'll kill one of you. And this is also the kit supplied red star, because the Polish not divisions, what were they called? You know what I mean, but they were landed in the Russian army and part of the Russian army still. You can see at the back the machine gun is very crooked because it ended up snapping around 3-4 times, as I'm not very careful with those things. Here I'm putting on a base red coat onto the barrel, and I'm very sorry for not recording a lot of it, as I put some more fuel stains and so on it. Just, you know, as I said, my transition stage from recording not much to more, as I'm doing with a current project where I'm even recording cutting off the sprues. No ASMR though, sadly. As you can see in the background, I just use a cardboard box cut because I'm not going to pay some money for a pallet, because what's the point? We all buy off Amazon and other things like that, and we get these cardboard boxes basically for free with what we're buying, so we might as well use them. Okay, this is the diorama. As I said, I didn't record much, sadly, but it was a very long process. I basically done a lot of washes on it, which I in the end didn't really like the appearance of because it was way too glossy. Oh, saying about gloss, remember to put a gloss coat on before decals like I did, but anyways. And then I airbrushed over just some, what was it? It was some life colors paint, I can't remember what it was, I can't remember anyways. And then the grass was just painted some basic, I think it was German green or something, I can't remember. And now I'm painting on the black burn marks after the battle, because we can always see that in movies. I know that that's not the best inspiration, but it's, you know, guessing that's what it was like in real life. And now we have the, how should I say, antagonist of the diorama. So it's Panzer III, if that's what I can call it. However, you can see that engine deck's not a Panzer III, as it's just scraps from an RFM KV-1 that I'd done a while ago. And it's Frankenstein, I guess. Here is the other antagonist, burnt and dead German soldier, and burnt sheep there to the side. And well, that's my Russian tanker, or Polish tanker should I say, that I painted some time ago. And well, thanks for watching, I guess. This is the diorama. I'm sorry for not recording a lot, but hope you can't wait for the next one, and goodbye.